I'm going to go topic by topic, just so you know what I'm talking about. If you want to jot it down in a note, so that's your call, but at least this is up here for you, so you don't have to write this down. The Delta math that you guys did in your groups yesterday, that is shared with everybody now. So if you need more practice, you can go there and do those. Anybody that wasn't here yesterday, that's on you guys. All right, by Thursday, okay, because the quarter ends on Thursday. So anybody who was absent yesterday, you have to do that Delta math on your own and submit it for full credit because it was a grade. All right, so we got our test on Thursday. That's your last grade of the first quarter. So I'm going to go topic by topic now. What am I talking about? And then if I do get through everything, then you can start some of the review that's either on Delta Math from yesterday or in your packet. All right. Degrees to radians. Any issues? You know, I give you guys 210 degrees. You can turn that into radians. Comfortable with that? All right, I multiply it by pi over 180. Simplify 210 over 180. Please leave the pi in your answer. Okay, don't try to cross multiply. It's just 210 pi over 180. And then take your calculator, do 210 over 180, and give me the reduced answer. All right. What quadrant am I in? Here's what I mean, and there's a lot in your review. Let's say cotangent theta is greater than 0, but cosine theta is less than 0. And I'm asking what quadrant am I in? And this probably won't be a multiple choice, so it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you don't like cotangent, what can you remember instead? You can just literally cross that off and put it to reciprocal tangent. So where's tangent positive and cosine negative in the same quadrant? Should be quadrant 3. Okay, so there's a couple of those like that on there. All right, this one here, given a point on the unit circle, I got to draw that one out. Here you go. So here's my unit circle. Let's say I give you that point is negative radical 3 over 2 comma negative 1/2. And I want to know what the angle measure is. So what is this angle measure there? This is, forget the signs in front. I had to put the negatives because I'm in the third quadrant, but radical 3 over 2 1/2, what's that belong to? 30, 45, or 60? Which one? Should belong to 30 degrees, right? And all that is a reference angle for that one right there. All right, but I don't want 30 degrees. I may put that as a multiple choice because I want to suck you in. 30 degrees is in the first quadrant. Where am I? I'm in the third. But I at least know that angle's 30 degrees because that's the reference angle. Now what should I do to find the angle in the third quadrant? Take, what am I here? How many degrees? Take 180. Now be careful. Should I subtract the 30 or add it? I'm going forward, right? Not backing up. So this angle would be 210 degrees. Okay. So that's what I mean by given a point on the unit circle, what's the degree measure? Now, again, guys, I could put this in any quadrant, right? But the point should look familiar. Might be radical 2 over 2, radical 2 over 2, or I might flip these. All right, 30, 45, or 60. Questions there? All right, next one. Given cosine and a quadrant, find the sine value. So let's say I say cosine is 8 over 17, and I'm in, go ahead, give me a quadrant. Okay, so I got to make that negative. And I'm in quad 3. What's the sine value? 17. So what do I need to, first of all, cosine. What do I need to be drawing here? I need to be drawing because I'm not on the unit circle, so forget all that x coordinate business. What should I be drawing here? In what quadrant again? 3. All right. So where should that 8 and 17 go? Remember, here's my angle. So where should the 8 go? And what type of 8 should it be? Yep. Where's the 17 going? Always positive. But I'm asking for sine, right? What's sine equal to? But what are you missing? Opposite, right? And how do you find it? How do you find that opposite side? Pythag. What's Pythag look like? Because I'm a little nervous here. Okay, yeah, I know that. But where's the 8 and the 17 go? Make sure when you do this, goes in parentheses in your calculator. All right, plus b squared equals 17 squared. All right, I already know 8. I picked these on purpose. That's 15, but these are the little details that are going to start adding up as far as points being taken off. Negative, right? So now when you guys go find sine, what's opposite? Negative 15 over 17. Now let's just say, you're going to be in the heat of the battle here in 48 hours. Let's say you forgot to put that negative. It might happen. You forgot it, so you forgot to put it in your answer. Why is that still wrong?
You're in quadrant 3.
Yeah, I'm in quadrant 3, and what's the only thing positive should be in quadrant 3? Tangent, not sine. So that means, I forgot my negative sign. My answer should be negative. And then the same thing I'm going to do, given tangent in the quadrant, find sine. All right, so same thing now, but just with tangent and sine. Another question I have here for you that'll come up. What if I actually want to find theta now? How many degrees are in theta? What quadrant am I in? 3. So I should be between what two? My answer should be between 180 and 270. How do I get there, though? Take your numworks calculator and go to where? Equations, right? All the way over, and then type in one of two things right now. I can do sine x equals negative 15 over 17, or I could do what? Cosine x equals negative 8 over 17, and when it asks for the interval, what do you type in? 180 to 270. Okay? And make sure you're in degree mode. That's the other thing I'm nervous about, because, hey, I'm just letting everyone 2 days away here. I can't help you with your calculator. Okay, please don't call me over and say, where's this button, or what did I do wrong here? That's all on you guys. So that's why we're having 2 days of practice too, so you can get used to that numworks calculator. Given a degree measure, what's the point on the unit circle? All right, so kind of going backwards to what we just did. So let's say I have 135. This is 135 degrees here. What's that point on the unit circle? That's a 135 degree angle. What's that point? Well, not going to do much with 135. Find its reference angle, because it should be 30, 45, or 60, right? Reference angle for 135? 45 degrees. All right, so what point are you thinking about at 45? Okay, yep. But radical 2 over, that doesn't make sense being in this quadrant. X coordinate. There it is. And again, I can move that angle to the 3rd or to the 4th and still ask the same question. But bottom line, your reference angle should still be 30, 45, or 60. All right. Given cosine, find the value. We already did that. Make sure you draw your right triangle in the correct quadrant. Pythagorean identity. Using this. Plugging in one, finding the other. And also knowing what quadrant you're in. Okay, knowing what, because if I give you cosine and I ask for sine and we're in quadrant 4, your answer should be. If I'm in quadrant 4 and you're looking for sine, your final answer here should be negative. Your calculator's not going to tell you that. You got to remember, I'm in the 4th and it's sine, so it's negative. Quick question though. Ready? Challenge question. And I'm not wasting your time because I know it's on this exam. Let's say you plug in cosine, you find sine, but here's the actual question. What's tangent? So now remember, you know cosine because I gave it to you. You use this to find sine. So now I know both those values already. But I'm actually looking for tangent now. How is that going to come across? Ethan, what's another, instead of opposite, I don't have a right triangle, right? I'm not dealing with the right triangle, so I don't want to do opposite over adjacent. Ethan, go ahead. I want to use what other definition? Sine over cosine. Okay, because remember, we're on the unit circle. Tangent's equal to sine over cosine. Questions? And then the last thing here, this is pretty big. Let's say I'm at 7, -6. Get rid of this. What quadrant am I in? 7, -6. 4? Yep. So this goes through 7, -6. Find all 6 trig values. Sine, cosine, tangent, and the new 3 we did this unit. What are you doing from here? I want all 6 of them. Where's the 7 go? Where's the 6 go?
Other side.
And we're doing Pythag, right? And then now, let's start. How do you find sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. Once you get Pythag. From here, how you finding that? Flip it, right? Flip it. Cosine. Adjacent over hypotenuse. And then to flip it, you get what? Okay, so I'm going to give you a point. You got to put it in the correct quadrant, build the right triangle, find all 6, and then find the angle, which we just went over. That's where you go to equations on the numworks. Pick one of them. I probably wouldn't pick the 3 new ones, but pick one of them, and then make sure your interval's between 270 and 360. All right? Is there anything that you know when you come across this unit that you're like, oof, I still don't really get those, so we can go over it right now? Is there anything else? What's up, Isabel? You want me to do a question on the review sheet? No, I don't care. It's review here. There's a reason why I put 2 days for it too. What do you got for me?
Number 16 and 17, I was just confused.
Okay, let me pull those up. These right here?
Yes.
Okay. There's not much to them anymore because you guys have the calculator. I would just type that into your calculator. Cosine. Now, I underline and bolded exact value because remember, exact value, I want fractions and radicals, which it will give you, but it'll also give you a decimal. I don't want the decimal, just cosine 510, enter, and it'll plug it up. Okay, I did not, sorry to break that news, I did not put any of those on the test because you can just punch a calculator. That doesn't show me too much. Okay. What about 14 and 15? Don't you cross, actually, thank you, cross those out. I didn't put any of those on there. Yep, 14 and 15, don't worry about. No, because it leads into, because you guys also try to remember that we never had these numworks last year. So I had to show kids how to do this without using a calculator. I had to do 5, 10, and 14 and 15 was part of that. So yeah, 14 and 15, no go. All right. Anything else coming to mind that you're like, geez, every time we do this one, I always struggle a little bit? What's up, Max? Go ahead.
Can you go over 23?
23, sure. Got it. Let me just cut and paste it. If you guys want to get that triangle drawn. Okay, so we have triangle ABC. A is your right angle, so make sure we have A there. B and C can go anywhere. I think I mentioned this once, so I wouldn't expect anybody to know. Lowercase b equals 10. That's the side across from angle B is 10. And the side across from angle A is 21. What is the measure of angle B? Okay, I am in a right triangle, so I'm going to do sine, cosine, or tangent, depending on what you think the 10 and the 21 are. So, and I'm going from angle B now because that's the one I'm looking for. So 10 is opposite. 21 is hypotenuse. So I don't need to do Pythag. I prefer you don't. It's just going to get more confusing. Right now, I have enough information to use which one of the three. Sine, right? So I can say sine, and you can put an X here or a B, equals opposite over hypotenuse. And now where do I go to find the angle? We've only been one place to find the angle. Where on your numworks calculator can you go? Equations, all right? I type in sine x equals 10 over 21. Now be careful. What are you going to put for the restriction here? You're inside a triangle right now, and you already know that angle's 90. So that angle's got to be between 0 and 90. Okay, it's like you're in the first quadrant. Okay, so yep, make sure you're in degree mode. All right, if you're in radian mode, you're going to get a funky answer. I learned that the hard way. All right, actually, you're not going to get a funky answer. You're going to get like 20 answers. Good, Max? Okay. Anything else coming to mind that we need to take a look at? We probably didn't need 2 days to review, but I'm not going to go back on my word. Okay, so you have all the questions in the packet right there. Go back if you still have your Chromebook open, because nothing drives me more nuts than doing a question and not knowing if you're right or wrong. Make sure you guys know the answers are in the homework answers section on Classroom. And then also I released the Delta Math we did yesterday to everyone, because I'm sure not many of you remember every single problem and result. So, okay, so if that's it, if something comes up tonight, you remember something, we'll start class off the same way tomorrow. All right, what are you not feeling hot about going into Thursday? All right, so go ahead. Let's get going on the review. You guys know where the answer key is, so please have it open.